Greetings! Welcome to the devlog for experimental build 11 of update 120 of hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. We're going to start off as always with a quick sound check. Make sure your speakers aren't up too high. Wonderful. So what have we got for you this week? Well, as you can see, I have a mess of stuff related to our Gameplanner systems pulled out to talk about today, because you're finally going to be able to play with this. But before we get into that, I have got a sick new toy to show you that is courtesy of a donation from a community member named Coin. Let's check it out. I'd like to present to you the SCIC Mark II. It's an original creation by Coin. As you can see, it's got some serious Fallout vibes to it, and it's sort of a mixture of sort of very classic lines and forms. That feels very much like the inertial shotgun that I will not even attempt to pronounce correctly, or I will be mocked for it. Very World War II style main grip, early stamped metal heat guard there. It is in 7.62 by 5.1, making it just about the most compact gun in the game in that caliber. With the stock folded up, it's basically a very large pistol. Absolutely a beast, although do be aware, because we've got such a short barrel, we do lose a bit of velocity with it. So while it'll totally go through our level 1 armor, if we find someone here with our level 2, I think without a suppressor, that's going to get deflected off. Of course, our level 3 armor easily is going to deflect that. However, if we give it a little bit more, about 6 inches more barrel with the suppressor that comes with it, like so, I believe we will now go right through level 2, and I think if we line up exactly, yeah, I think it's right on the edge. I have totally configured the ejection on this such that it almost entirely goes out, but sometimes you gotta wick flick the magazine out when reloading. Huh, come on, get in there, get in there. I am having, this is what happens when you're over caffeinated while developing. Your hands start shaking. And yeah, we've got a bolt release on the side there. Yeah, I think with a slightly longer suppressor, or if we put a barrel extender, we'd be able to get through the level 3 there. But not without it. And, of course, she's got a fun switch. Let's put the 25 rounder on it. Low cyclic rate, which I just love. The sound and behavior for this was very much directed to Coin's tastes for it. But I most certainly agree. Oh, that magazine still had some in it. So there you have it. I specifically, when I sort of helped with the iteration and some of the ideas of this, and those of you who've been watching long enough know that one of my favorite types of guns is small and angry, and so having something that is in the battle rifle category but is basically as small as you could possibly get something like that is just as up my alley as something could be, especially because it does feel a little bit sort of like, imagine someone made a futuristic Bergman pistol. So there you have it. I look forward to seeing how this treats you in Taken Hold. So moving right along, Gameplanner, what is going on? So we have our first actual test of this. Huge disclaimer to start. The connections, the wire system for this is not savable yet. So these are free to play with this week, but if you decide to try to implement Doom with it or something, note that as soon as you reload the scene, the objects may still be there if you save your scene, but it will not save the wire connections. We are still working on the serialization system for it. It's complicated. With that out of the way, let us talk about what is going on. So, for a little bit, a re-summary. This is called the Gameplanner system. It allows us to wire together various objects that are configured for that. We have 2 relevant tools out of our toolbox. They're found by spawning it from the wrist menu. The pointer tool, which the moment the pointer tool comes out, you'll notice on everything that is compatible with Gameplanner, you will see a number of ports. These still need some visual work. Like right now, it's not visually obvious that these are inputs and that's an output port, but we'll eventually get that dialed in. There is also the object info panel, which has always been in here, but has now been updated to allow you to change the settings on a couple of these objects. So let's start with something real simple and fun. I showed this off a million years ago. This is a fun tool. This is called the remote gun. And so what this basically is, we can toggle its breech like so, is that we can feed any cartridge in the game into this. So let's just grab one of our 7.62 by 5.1 rounds here, feed this in here. It has now been loaded into the remote gun. Toggle breech. You can see it's telling us there we have a 7.62 FMJ. I can test fire it like so. Or we can say grab a button here, grab our pointer tool. You can see as I point at this, we have signals button pressed, output, which is a Boolean. And we can just drag that up to there, and we can go like so. We can drag our gun over here if we want, spawn some volunteer SOSIGs, like so, and of course then come back over here and discharge with the volunteers from range.
Nap time!
We can do a whole bunch of different things with this if we wanted to. Right now this has 3 inputs, only 2 of them are functional. This middle one is actually, if we grab our switch here, we can grab this. This will actually open and shut the breech. So say if you wanted to have a control there to at range open up its breech and I don't know, just let's see, you're useless. You're empty. Are you empty? No, you're not. Wonderful. Huh. Oh, let's try again. Wow, we're just flubbing it. There we go. Now it's got a 45 in it. Wonderful. So, we can do a number of things with this. So let's say, I don't know. Let's say we wanted to, eventually there's going to be some tools for sending a repeating signal, but we actually don't need that many of them as long as we have our handy-dandy Turing completeness device. This is a logic gate. I know a whole bunch of you are like, logic gates! I need a logic gate! There you go. We can grab the object ID panel, point it at it, signals logic gate, and we can just set it to and, or, NAND, NOR, XOR, XNOR, imply, nimply, and not. We want a not gate for this. We also need a special thing here. This is called a signals delayer. This is also known as the allows you to create an infinite loop module, because this is, as I discussed in the last devlog, this is a directed something graph. My brain is shot, too much coffee. Which means you can't create loops normally, but this allows us to create a loop by essentially delaying the output of the signal. So if we just go here, set this to 0.25, wonderful. Let's go ahead and delete that line. And so we can connect this here. We can basically take the output of the NOT gate if it wants to behave. Are we getting an error? No, that's working. We had it on X. I'm a dummy. There we go. We can connect that there. And then we can connect this right back to here. And so this will basically, whatever comes in, if true comes in, it sends out false. If false comes in, it sends true. And because this has a delay of 0.25, it will do this. We can grab a light here to actually see this in action. So if we put this here, like so, drag the output to, what is this? That's set state, that's set color. Beautiful. We want set state. Like so. Now all we need to do is get it started. So if we just put this in here and go wonk, boop, 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 boop. We have a signal starting and stopping. We can change its delay. We can make it really fast. Make it real slow, like so. And so we can also just connect this to the output of something else, like this gun. Now I have a remotely firing auto gun.
Oh, come on.
Surely we can make this worse. There we go. Let's get the ammo spawner. I don't know about you, but I'm in the mood for chaos. Lower delay. There we go. Oh, it's getting loud. This is why I do a sound check. Now let's put a 40mm in it. Oh! We've blown ourselves up. Oh, it's stuck to my hand. We gotta turn it off. Oh, that was incredible. Oh, just another day over here in H3VR. So yeah, so that's how that works. I have, in addition to having our our signals. So where do you find this stuff? Because obviously it won't be laying out here. If we go into tools and toys at the end, there are now 3 new categories at the end. There is signals, where you'll find the delayer, the logic gate, and a signals monitor that will print out the last signal it receives. We have controls, where you'll find the button, a 10-digit signals dial, and a signal switch. And widgets, which is where you'll find the bleeper, the signals light, the remote gun, and I have moved the thing flinger here, as the thing flinger is also wired up. So we could, of course, do something else ridiculous here. Oh, I don't know. Let's make this worse. I don't know, just give it a Carl Gustav cartridge. Like so. Scan object. Adjust its launch velocity. I don't think it uses launch velocity, actually, for the projectiles. Aim that down there. Same sort of concept. We can just grab this here at the end. Point that there. And then this should just fire it. Oh, it doesn't fire the cartridge. It just bloops it out. I guess I didn't do that because I have the remote gun. But I guess oh, I don't know. If we go back here, it should pin the grenades. So I guess we'll give it a banana grenade. This should work. Scan object. We probably want a little more launch velocity there. And oh, what is it? Let's get our trusty 1911. One of the joys of everything being physics activated is if we want to, we can totally shoot the button. There we go. Did it fuse that? I can't tell. I didn't hear it. Is it gonna explode? I really shouldn't be walking towards a possibly fused. Huh. Interesting. The banana has disappeared. So something is going on. Might be a bug. Here, I guess we'll use a capped grenade. The banana grenade was a different class of object, so that might not have gone. Huh? You? Ah, there we go. Yup, cool. Science! So there you have it. This is the Gameplanner test. Once again, final reminder: these do not save down yet. That will be coming in a future build, hopefully pretty soon. As I said, there's a whole bunch of things that need to be figured out about, like, saving clusters of objects and loading them out, and unique IDs, and making them brittle to people fusing scenes together. It is hard, but yeah. Hopefully with just this is enough dangerous toy for you folks to get down and play around with. I know some of you might look at this stuff and be like, "Oh, this is for the smarty pantses to make things." But I've tried to, part of my goal with this whole system is not just for people who want to, like, run Minecraft in Minecraft, but for folks who just want to, like, set up some cool targets and make them reactive, make some goofy Sosic obliteration Rube Goldberg machines. This is designed to be a toy first. And so if you're running into problems with it, or it's confusing, or if you're like, oh, this could be even a bit cleaner to use, I would love to know, especially for those of you who don't typically play with these sorts of systems. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Because, yeah, I don't just want this to be a thing that a small number of community members use to, like, make scenarios for folks, but it's just a fun set of toys for doing ridiculous things in this, I guess, wiener mutilation simulator. So, yeah. Anywho, let's jump out of VR. I've got one more bit of community news to share. Yo. So, out of VR, little bit of important community news to share coming from the First to Worst community and Mr. King. There is a tournament / event that's going on that signups are open for now. It's called King of Score. In many ways, it's sort of the opposite of the standard First to Worst tournament. The First to Worst tournament's like double elimination, super high skill level, brutal take and hold gauntlet. King of Score is a lot more playful. It's a different sort of challenge each week, different take and hold characters, different constraints. And so if it's the sort of thing that you love take and hold and like messing around in take and hold, but don't even think of yourself as like a particularly high level player, you might still enjoy playing in King of Score. I have left the sign-up sheet in the description of this video, so definitely check it out. Check out the First to Worst Discord if you're interested in joining the community of folks who love playing Take and Hold a little too much. So yeah, and so beyond that, one huge final thanks to Coin, who member of the community, who is already responsible for a whole bunch of the speed loaders that had been missing that were added in, and I actually still have a couple more items that they've done that I want to get in there at some point. But yeah, I hope you enjoy their wonderful creation, the SCIC Mark II. And I hope you have fun with these Gameplanner tools. We have so many more of them planned. We collated all of your feedback and all of your requests. We've been sorting through it. Both Nathan and Luke, who are super into just like the theory of this stuff, have already been taking notes and figuring out sort of like what we're going to do next with it. There's going to be basically this there's going to be a subset of that we're going to be sort of doling out during testing to make sure this all works. There'll be another little bundle of things that will drop with the 1.0 release. And then there's some stuff that even if it doesn't hit for that, will probably trickle in afterwards over time in little groups of content, especially based upon how much folks actually use this system. And I'm sure that this is one of the real beauties of this system in terms of the work that Nathan has done in coding this is it's like trivial to add signals support to an FVR physical object derived class. So if you're like my noisy little floating toy thinger, you can just have it derived from a signals device instead of a FVR physical object. You can set up ports on it, right? I wrote the code to plug the remote gun into this system in literally 5 minutes. It was that fast to do. And so it's going to be one of those things that we're going to be able to hook up a lot of stuff to this. And it's going to be ridiculous. I'm looking forward to it. So I can't wait to see what zany things you folks make, what inevitable bugs you uncover, and we'll just continue to iterate and develop on this together. Anywho, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and safe weekend, and I will see you all soon. Peace.